Hey everyone, welcome. Today we are kicking off something absolutely massive. What you're looking at right now is the roadmap for our upcoming 8-part explainer series, Roots of Innovation. Over the next 8 segments, we're going to take a fast-paced, high-energy deep dive into the actual origins of modern global science, engineering, and medicine, tracing them straight back to the Vedas, the Upanishads, and ancient Indian scientific scripts. So buckle up, because this series is literally going to rewire how you look at the entire history of human knowledge. Okay, let's dive into this right away. The quotes driving this whole discussion absolutely shatter the preconceived notions we have about this supposed huge divide between ancient philosophy and hard science. I mean, the mind-bending reality here is that the absolute giants of modern physics, guys like Erwin Schrödinger, Werner Heisenberg, Albert Einstein, when they were staring into the totally confusing, paradoxical abyss of quantum mechanics, they didn't just look to their math. They looked to ancient Indian texts. They found that these millennia-old Sanskrit writings held frameworks that perfectly, and I mean perfectly, articulated the bizarre realities of the quantum world.
But, before we get too ahead of ourselves, we need to lay down exactly how this upcoming series operates. Our purpose here is simple: scholarly, citable, honest. This whole thing is an exercise in intellectual recovery and verifiable translation. We are relying strictly on documented evidence to map out the history of knowledge, making absolutely sure that what you're learning is grounded in serious academic rigor, not just myth or blind nationalism.
So here are the ground rules for our discovery. Every single claim we make in this 8-part series is going to be grounded in verifiable, translated primary sources. We are pulling directly from classical Indian scientific texts. And, actually, just as importantly, wherever there's scholarly debate or disputed claims, we're going to flag those honestly. This explainer series is purpose-built for engineers, doctors, scientists, students, and really anyone who just values an impartial, evidence-based look at where our modern knowledge actually comes from.
All right, Section 1, Math, Computing, and Code.
Our journey kicks off with Episode 1, where we'll deeply explore ancient mathematics and engineering. We'll be digging into the Sulba Sutras and the brilliant work of Aryabhata. But then, as we jump over to Episode 5, we get into something truly wild: computing and information theory. Yeah, you heard that right, ancient computing. We're going to explore exactly how classical texts laid the hidden groundwork for the digital age.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the direct, undeniable link between ancient linguistics and modern computer science. Over 2,000 years ago, a scholar named Panini wrote the Ashtadhyayi. He formulated a system of grammar so incredibly precise, so algorithmic, that it essentially functioned like a modern coding language. And this isn't just some loose comparison we're making up. Panini's work is directly cited in 1967 computer science literature, specifically by Peter Engerman in the Communications of the ACM for its role in designing modern programming languages. Ancient Sanskrit grammar literally informed the architecture of the software we use every single day. Crazy, right?
Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 2, Earth, Health, and Matter.
Today, we're facing some massive modern crises: soil degradation, monoculture collapse, severe water scarcity. Yet, in Episode 4, we'll reveal how ancient texts like the Arthashastra and Krishi Parasara outlined highly sophisticated solutions for this. We're talking regenerative farming, advanced soil classification, and huge rainwater harvesting systems. The irony here is just palpable. The 2,000-year-old Indian techniques we somehow forgot are the exact same solutions modern agronomists are desperately trying to rediscover right now to save our ecosystems.
And beyond agriculture, we're going to explore some staggering achievements in health and metallurgy. In Episode 3, we dive into ancient surgical and medical texts that map the human body with astonishing accuracy. Then, in Episode 6, we tackle material science, focusing on absolute wonders like the Delhi iron pillar. Just think about this for a second. An iron pillar standing over 7 meters tall that hasn't rusted in over 1,600 years. Modern metallurgists have studied the thing extensively, and it stands as this towering testament to an advanced understanding of chemistry and material engineering that predates the Industrial Revolution by centuries.
Which brings us to our final and maybe most mind-blowing cluster. Section 3, Consciousness and Quantum Physics.
For Episode 7, the focus shifts entirely to the human mind. We're seeing a really fascinating convergence happening right now. Elite modern institutions like Stanford and Harvard are publishing peer-reviewed studies on neuroplasticity, essentially proving that meditation and specific breathing techniques physically reshape neural pathways in the brain. But, as we'll explore in this series, they They are basically just confirming with fMRI machines what texts like the Yoga Sutras described in painstaking scientific detail over 2,400 years ago. Ancient India truly possessed the world's most sophisticated science of consciousness.
And all of that perfectly sets the stage for our grand finale, Episode 9. This is where we bring the whole shebang together. It's where the ancient philosophy of Vedanta meets the modern Copenhagen interpretation of quantum mechanics. We'll return to those legendary physicists we talked about earlier, the ones who realized that the deeper they looked into the subatomic world, the more it resembled the ancient Vedic worldview.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what they saw. When we map out these concepts, the parallels are undeniable. Modern theoretical physics is striving for a unified field theory and proposing a holographic universe. Well, this perfectly mirrors the ancient Sanskrit paradigms of Brahman, which is the ultimate, unchanging reality amidst all phenomena, and Indra's net, a metaphor for a universe where everything reflects and contains everything else. It is a stunning, literal one-to-one mapping of cutting-edge modern science directly onto ancient philosophical frameworks.
All right, wrapping things up with Section 4, the journey ahead.
So, the crucial point is the sheer scale of what we're about to cover. From the foundational logic of math and computing to the tangible breakthroughs in physics and materials, from the life-sustaining knowledge of medicine and ecology, all the way to the ultimate frontiers of the mind and universe. We are going to systematically unpack how texts like the Sulba Sutras, the Arthashastra, and the Advaita Vedanta aren't just cultural artifacts. They are meticulously documented scientific milestones.
I want to leave you with a question to ponder as we gear up for Episode 1. We know that Einstein, Schrödinger, and Heisenberg looked backward to ancient texts to help them make their absolute greatest leaps forward into the quantum age. So if they could find such immense value and clarity in these ancient knowledge systems, what could we, with all our modern technology and frankly our current global crises, discover by doing the exact same thing today?
Well, that's exactly what we're going to find out. If you're an engineer, a doctor, a student, or honestly just someone fascinated by the true history of human innovation, you absolutely do not want to miss this. Make sure to subscribe to @Sreenath183 to join us for the entire 8-part explainer series, Roots of Innovation. Share this explainer with anyone who loves science and history. Bharat ki dharti ka gyan, rediscovered. It's time to rediscover this incredible intellectual heritage together. I'll see you all in Episode 1.